Welcome everyone to our T2 open source busy doing nothing or so special edition breaking news. We have regressions, of course we have, in case you followed our tiny nice little raw vanilla Linux distribution, that is T2 actually and more building on macOS and stuff. You might be wondering why I have not announced the release the other week, and yeah, it turns out of course we have regressions, right? And also, by the way, I love our data bot because updates, right? There's a major GGB version, GNU debugger, but I first wait if data updates it. But the regression, so I fixed already some stuff. I even already polished some more stuff. Let me check, so this should be here. Also, yeah, I need to be a little bit careful because of rushing this stuff. I actually, is that here the right? Oh, it isn't. Switch to text. I committed already some stuff to the wrong tag, which, yeah, if you live on YouTube, that one, and then initrd status messages also a little bit nicer. It wasn't really meant to be committed into the tag, but yeah, that's what it is now. But the major regression is that, also why I didn't, also actually, yeah, testing, more testing, right? Recurring theme here as well as the last 20%, or how did I call this? Take 80% of the time. Actually, previously I said 90, 10, 90, right? But it doesn't really matter too much. So that regression is that the mount stuff doesn't work. And ironically, I think I found this mostly on the PS3, so much to testing. I nearly actually released that. And testing, even freaking PS3, thankfully I did. And so the issue is, as far as I've seen, which by the way, can we reproduce that with, I think I had QEMO here a second ago. I think we should, let's test it. We need something reproducible anyway. So I still didn't finish that sentence. The issue is that we have mbutils of tiny little embedded utils for smaller initrd, and that isn't full featured. And I was wondering the other live stream, probably last week, why the mount stuff does not like auto-detect the file system. And that turned out, I only found it by accident with the P3 testing, that oops, that is a mbutils mount due. So I guess there's a regression with, I guess that comes from core utils, right? Mount, probably in core utils. And I suspect that maybe that doesn't install into the right prefix, maybe user versus sbin, bin versus sbin versus user versus slash, and that not, do we have so much mount stuff? Should this not in, hello? And there actually might be more regressions. It's not in there, you seriously not? Wait. Was it? Did I rebuild this? What the heck? Or util Linux? Util Linux. Did we update this? Yes, so that, and there might be another regression which I'm not yet 100% sure. I noticed on my workstation, Epic Thread Gripping Ryzen 5950X here, that the Xorg drivers, as per usual stuff, we do something reasonable and sanely looking here live on this channel. Something as innocent as changing the prefix of libdrm and mesar, because previously we had this in user x11 for historic reasons, which I personally, you might wonder why not simply dump everything in user. Actually, personal prefers this a little bit grouped. Not the worst thing, it's like, don't quite get why the change just to change stuff. However, we changed libdrm and mesar to install in user because now you often have X-less setups with Wayland and stuff, and or compute only, and then I thought it's not really matching to have Mesa stuff if you have Wayland in user X11. And I'm not yet sure, at least on my workstation, but that was a rolling release update stuff, it didn't find the driver, so there was a conflict between Xorg using user X11 lib xdrm module something versus user and so on lib stuff, right? That may or may not be an issue. We need to check that. Maybe we need to patch the Xorg server. That is the things I probably need to automating more automation, and the most automation. The only replacement for automation is more automation. we need more tests like that. It certainly doesn't scale to constantly. I mean, we should not constantly change that. It's probably a 1 in 15 years change, but nonetheless, some stuff might be broken. Also, it's not easy to test. Well, you could automate setting up all the installing that, bringing up an Xbox server, and then see if it like the X11 startup picture in bitmap equals that, or if you get some error messages in between. Certainly one way to test that. So yeah, let's get started. Some light open source stuff to get into the day here. So I need a new coffee soon. Do we have? Oh, of course, we've dropped frames because it is water fails infrastructure apocalypse. So Linux, did we recently update that? I know we updated core utils. Actually, we could check that. Actually, maybe let's check two things. Let's check the util Linux here. Not instantly, immediately. That is unfortunate. Then let's check what we got in. Actually, wait a second. Did we bring up X? Oh no, we didn't. Actually, I wanted to. X. I meant the QEMU virtual machine. That was here. Did I have that in the history? Probably. Okay, that even booted something. So far, wait a second. That is not helpful. Now where do I have? Normally, this is a stupid Tmux configuration. I should use another one. This doesn't double control a path that took QEMU to exit that. What did I had there? All right, we should run the. Or can we actually? Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait, we should. Oh no, wait a second. Oh no, we need to boot the full installer though. System, okay, we don't need most of that stuff. Fine. So x86, CD-ROM. So that should be actually. By the way, if you want to play along at home, I rsynced those already. I just didn't announce that we for sure want to update those, so they are not final. 86. And yeah, that is the thing. You polish everything and then the main stuff doesn't. All the stuff cross compiles, and yeah, I wish I have this also to do to automate that. On other architectures it works, but just not. Did I boot with enable? Probably not, but whatever. So, but this, wait a second, that one works here. So that is, oops. So far so good, then this might be a PowerPC only regression. Now wait a second, we can run that as user PowerPC. So let's, I mean, we could test both. Let's quickly, also yeah, we need to automate that. Is the default machine Mac 99? Maybe we simply try that. That would be stuff that we need to alright. Does it even boot CD or QEMU and stuff? Hello? Yeah, I usually prefer this. Is always somewhat glitchy for some reason. Somewhat booty usually worked more for me. Maybe it is a PowerPC only regression. think we can somewhat test that in QEMU. Or is that, no, I used this on the DECR. Yeah, so that is the M. Why is that using the, okay, so this PowerPC 32 is affected. Welcome everyone. Appreciate that you tune in. Let's check the same for PowerPC 64, so that would be M for Mac 99. And does it work like that? Or, oh, this is the wrong one. Maybe we need to, do we need to, oh wait a second, this is the, this is the wrong ISO. We also need, so at least PowerPC for some reason, maybe this is some library thing then, like 32-bit default stuff, 22, what do we want it, PowerPC 64, 30, actually this, I mean, ironically that would be, can we test LE? Maybe with another machine, so should we test it like, alright, that doesn't have, this doesn't have grub though. That is a little bit shitty to test, to be honest. I mean, we could double check if it affects other architectures with, and this is what I mean with automation, right? We should automate the heck out of that, and like if we build something, get a list of stuff working and not working, and not manually try around with each new release. Did I delete bootd? Well, it's a little bit funny, to be honest. I mean, sure, you can mark this differently. It's of course the old-fashioned way. It's of course, it's exactly the problem with the old-fashioned way. Bootd, it's like, yeah, are we on Windows? No, we are not. Okay, data is done, so we need to be careful to, like here. Data did not update GDB, so we supposedly code search? No, I wanted fresh code or the daily Vim snapshot, not cool, so GB. Let's see, or we updated it already. That should have a, should this hit 12.1? Why did we not update to that, or did we already yesterday? I should actually, keeping to our own pro tips, I mean, maybe totally didn't build, but I probably should add to the to-do, like automation, the only replacement for automation is more automation. I probably should add to the to-do. I have some, like, check data. Where do I have that? Here somewhere. Here, like, the update GDB, what was it, 12.1 or so? Maybe it didn't build though, but let's see. There's one major improvement that I saw already on some news, which is multi-threaded symbol loading. That is also crazy. That on a, this annoyed me often significantly. That also, why does this not, hello? Right, this doesn't, I should someday, I need to investigate how we can get frame buffer. That is super annoying. We actually checked that the other live stream for 5 minutes, but long story short, the standard VESA stuff, standard VGA stuff doesn't like just work with Linux and Spark for some configuration or kernel marginality reason. Yeah, GDB, this is crazy that for 20 years, I always wondered that this is so slow, like loading cordums and symbols and stuff, and now it's multi-threaded. This is kind of stuff like, why did it take so long? This was the right version from Unix. Okay, so at least PowerPC, I mean, what an lucky find that we just found that with some light testing of our, did we build that somewhere? Wait a second, where did I built this in the wrong, because I'm an idiot. Oops. Yeah, I would need to check data why I didn't update that. I should update that. So yeah, then we mostly need to debug. Probably we could, I mean, yeah, we check simply how to tackle that. I mean, the regular, I think the regular PowerPC build was affected, right? Let's first check, so that should, of course, util Linux has mount. Maybe it's some checking for shared libraries, so let's build that and see what messages, diagnostic messages we get there. Oh, some significant, what patch is that? GDB, okay, this is probably via a hotfix. What, but it should, or is that, okay, it might be a non-hotfix. Probably the explains why data didn't update that, otherwise totally love our data efforts. Okay, the hotfix should have been, I think this was ironically also some poor PC stuff. Okay, that's what? Didn't even commit that. That is just linearing. What a luck there. Potentially, maybe something. Let's try that again. So let's see. We need mount. Why would that not process? So the reason is the thing is I already improve. Here's also using user lib stuff. All right, because they're probably already in the original initrd. Maybe we have two in there. Let's actually check that. I mean, we could even we should have. Okay, in the original initrd we have mbutils for space reasons. So that should be PowerPC overlay. Second stage, is it here or where was it? Maybe I should rename that. I think this disks should probably be renamed. That is annoying. Probably could be, it was not really disks, that probably should be in the top level. That would make, actually no, let's make a note, otherwise we forget about this. So move installer second up one directory level. Guess what? I need coffee. So let's, also this still does not, but that is still installed by binutils. Thank you very much. It's also crazy, you install two, this is the kind of stuff that frustrates me, that drives me crazy. For decades, with this GNU, it's similar to Apple, amazing integration. I wonder why is this GNU stuff not like more amazingly integrated? You install GDB and binutils and you have some conflicting files. At least you had until maybe this release. Let's see what happens if we delete that. Why do we have? Sorry. Oh, did I? Yeah, lack of coffee explains everything. So let's see mount. Oh, we have no mount? I mean, yeah, it's sort of kind of what we, or did we, I mean, I guess we, But that's a good thing if you have 2 dozens of architectures laying around, you can just check what happens with the other ones. Yeah, okay, we have mount here, so something goes wrong here. Actually, we could even check all of those. Find in all builds tool chain this. Okay, we have most architectures have mount there. And that is some amazing thing, right? Just like T2, build everything, have reference test data and stuff. Everything but PowerPC or PP. Okay, we have LE. So this, yeah, there is something not perfect. Obviously, apparently. Yeah, what? So good that we tested that. And that's, yeah, testing gets out of hand, right? Even if you automate that, and you kind of need an epic thread wrapper to number crunch and data process. Yeah, so much to shared files. I mean, why, right? This is so hilarious. Let's just make a coffee back in a second. Yeah, 199, not that many. So one coffee later, yeah, so that is also frustrating. What should we tackle first? And this is an unfortunate thing, right? Both are rather boring issues to debug. Here it's probably also why did data that not commit? Maybe due to still shared files, maybe? So why do we have, what is that patch? Oh, wow, cool. Oh, thank you, wonderful. Yeah, 2022, I need to patch x32 in GDB. I think it builds, not tested that. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. So we need to rediff that. So the problem is now only, unfortunately, so BFD, what else? Yeah, so both problems, neither rocket science nor particularly interesting. These are some BFDMO. The problem is we first need to delete most of them, maybe manually. BFDMO. Maybe we just delete all of them, who cares? It's just my local workstation. Because otherwise we will get the same error again. Yeah, let's build it, see what doesn't patch, and rediff that. See, some succeeded only. So it's the recurring change, right? The only constant is change. Live here, always on this channel. Some spacing, some new file. Nah, thank you much. Okay, here is install info stuff. Which is it? That is install in. Not a fan. Is that here or where is that? Update info dear. Is that no conditionalized to? Or that is that all of? Probably that, huh? What did we patch previously? Install info HTML PDF. Info HTML. Not sure if that is enough. Guess we will find out. Yeah, rediffing, rebasing. Okay, here is simply no PO in BFD makefile in. What was it? PO? I think PO. Oops. Here. Yeah, rediffed a freaking million times. So yeah, a patch that we, so this is conflicting since like forever. It's like, sure, I mean, yeah, and each distribution has to YOLO that, right? I hear also something, was it BFD makefile in? What did we just patch? Did we just patch BFD makefile in? No, I think that wasn't. We patched, oh darn, you know what? I think the rest applied still. Also, so yeah, let's YOLO that. Yeah, it's a little bit hand editing now. etc, so that was that, and then we have BFD. No, it's a Frankenstein edit now. Ah, was it BFD? Ah, here, yeah, that was the first. Okay, so that, and the other stuff apparently also. Yeah, it's a mess. Leave in the comments below how amazing you find that. So that we need to constantly. We had BFD, right? BFD, makefile in here. Yeah, do we want to keep this history here? Probably it's time to wipe that. Everyone has redifted in the meantime. Should we double check that? Probably let's see if it will say. Welcome everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome, citizens of the internet. No, I nearly threw over the coffee with the microphone cable. Cheers. Thankfully, no vintage electronics on the desk right now. So, the other stuff, I guess that starts building because otherwise the patches would have already failed. Let's check the PowerPC thing. That is now, yeah, that is super annoying. Maybe we need, so yeah. I mean, even if you would do that in Python or Perl, Ruby or even freaking Rust, that would take a while. Probably it's best to simply enable more. Here's also, wait a second, here's removed. Is this some bin versus, okay, actually we really remove that. It is probably the issue, although I wonder, there is still some stuff. I mean, I could, we can't be sure that these are residual leftovers from the last run. Maybe we simply RM that and it's like, yeah, whatever. Let's see how much are really left. Should this be, maybe they should, I mean, maybe this always worked by pure chance and accident. Let's see where we usually have that. If this is some bin versus S bin. Or do we have both in there? Yeah, what a complex mess. Where did I have to find here? Do we have two? Apparently, I mean the x86 one we probably can run directly or not. Ah, yes, we can run directly. Yeah, that's the util version. Let's just run that as well. Let's rerun x86 and see if that also deletes that. Okay, so now that probably built, should we? I guess that it's probably fine. Huh? When that built, it's probably that's probably going. If not, we will find it. We need to patch it later anyway. It's probably good enough of a test. Nothing like you playing along and testing that even more. Where is my here? So yeah, we don't delete that here, though. So there, what is different in that? I mean, one thing we do special for util Linux might be building it twice, but not for PowerPC, only for PowerPC 64, I guess. Oh, I would think. We built this only twice for the, at least I thought we potentially do, but maybe was it something else? Some stuff we built twice for boot of all things. But maybe I remember some, or is it in, maybe it's here, actually probably it's here. Yeah, so we built that twice. Can that be? Actually, do we want boot included, or can we get rid of that? It's probably that, and it probably alters the... Why did it never before? I guess that, or does it? Does it clear the... We do this a little bit tricky. What did we... very tricky way to do that. Fork the environment, alter arch. Okay, that would be the 30, wait a second. Build PowerPC 64 build 32. Maybe something like that is the issue, that we override the setconf function. Do not reset conf opt. So we configure it. What exactly we built that with? We built that. What exactly we probably want that twice, right? So we want the 32-bit libs and what a mess. It doesn't explain though why that wouldn't work for PowerPC 32, because that doesn't do that trickery. Installing that to bin mount. Why would it generate? So bin mount, it's probably where all builds have a chance. A little bit funny, a user program, also set user ID, right? A more system program in bin just for normal users to see what's mounted, or fuse, I guess. Yeah, so they are all in bin mount. Why does this deletion then only happen? Set standard, decompress, initrd, QEMO system. Bin mount. What? No driver, what's that? Not QEMO. No, nothing like this command line editing, right? Probably QEMO messed that up previously. So loading dot. Okay, it's that in the initrd is MQTils one. I think that is correct. So we basically want to override that, but why does it? This is so bizarre. Let's test x86. Wait a second, that is not the MQTils one. That is already the no, not necessarily, not so fast. That might still be okay. Let's just QEMO x86. Oops. We don't link with diatlibc anymore. That was misleading. Yeah. Okay, no, that is correct. Okay. Why would not T2? Why would it only delete that for PowerPC? We probably need to extract that. So GDB updated. We had, of course, Data did plenty of other updates today already, right? Not only Rhythmbox, but also HTOP, libx11 of all things. Probably newer security vulnerabilities wouldn't surprise me. Or FreeType, maybe 2, probably 2, usually security vulnerabilities, CIFS utils of all things. And also, yeah, that is not really actually. I appreciate this effort, but it shouldn't. Yeah. The question is also, do we still need this driver, or is it in staging or mainline already? But okay, so why would it remove that? I guess. Does it? I would guess the package must already not include that. How do we? So as usual, so some job frames because Vodafone. Share install. Yeah, busy doing nothing, right? Totally. I guess somehow the util Linux package probably no, we don't have MPutils. Only delete bin. Oh, don't tell me that's exactly the same size. Dude, you can't mix this stuff up. Don't tell me by pure chance the MPutils and that can't be, can it? Don't tell me that's the same freaking size on the byte accurate. But I mean, yeah, we should check some of that. So if that, then the lesson is learned. Never short circuit and YOLO your equality checks. Maybe compare, I guess, would be better. Yeah, but even right, with 20 years experience, there is nothing like 10x engineer and stuff. Even even if you're a good engineer and have 20 years experience, sometimes you do stupid, all humans after all, right? Let's see, bin mount and user imp utils mount. Don't tell me they are, you can't mix this stuff up. Wow, what a bug. I mean, what a chance and coincidence. Also so much to imp util stuff being smaller. That is wow. I mean, wow. So yeah, I mean, we should just compare. Wow, I mean, you can't mix this stuff up. What is, I mean, this is like a lottery win. I mean, this must be 1 in a million. I mean, not really 1 in a million. To be fair, 1 in, 1 in 60, maybe 1 in 100K. It's like, yeah. Wow, man, that is a first. Okay, but this is why you test stuff, right? And I expected all builds to be affected. Maybe only PowerPC. I mean, we could probably list all the sizes of, not probably, we can list all the sizes of all builds if we wanted to. All builds, wait a second, does it work like? That probably should work, right? Or also, oops. Yeah, so usually they differ quite a bit more. I mean, here with PowerPC, I mean, why is PowerPC so similar? Is this some, I mean, this is crazy. How can, yeah, so usually the imp utils is like significantly smaller, like it should be. I mean, okay, we are using glibc and not direct libc static, but yeah, you can't mix the stuff up. What a thing. Wow, I expected everything, but not that. But yeah, lesson learned, don't short circuit, over optimize, YOLO, and yeah, so if only delete bin and size, if symlink or so do we use, I mean, we probably can rely on compare being there, right? I mean, if you don't have comparison, yeah, we do that sometimes, okay. What is SR? Probably S is silent, right? We probably wanna, S, yeah, quite silent, of course it is. If link, what was I previously? Probably or? If different, yeah, or so that if that right, like that, probably should work, or maybe we'll see if also best. So if that's so, yeah, that works as expected. Really, I think you can't, right? If you think you can write this more compact, let me know. So compare. What did we had there? Size, so that yeah. Our size are down. Why is here? Are we doing size? Why did I? Wow, I even implemented that so complex. Why did I do that? Why did I do it? Probably the day I didn't think about compare. Do we have size somewhere? There's size. I guess I have no idea why. Probably had some brain short circuit. Maybe because the size was very conveniently in this listing here. I guess. I don't remember anymore. What was now the file or right, I guess you know what, I think I know why. Shit, I think darn, I remember. Because we didn't extract it yet, or did we? Set standard for in yeah, that is why. Darn, because we this was actually pretty clever, to be honest. Except the chance of 166,000. Because we didn't extract it, and that is why. Shit, how do we do it then? I guess extract it, because what we do here is we like only CPIO the test verbose lists this archive. Shit. That is, of course, inconvenient. Nothing like rewriting this whole stuff for some minutes before the release. Oh, man. You do it so clever, and then your cleverness breaks in one. Don't get a checksum out of there, do you? Guess we need to extract it then. What a pity. Extract it to tenfold and iterate over those files. I guess that's the only chance. I mean, if we would do that in a... I mean, that is a shortcoming of shell scripting. If we would do this in a more sophisticated language, we could use some archiver class and access the data. But we don't have that luxury just here. Yeah. What? Right, this is probably this is with init, with microcode. That is the annoying thing of this previous video, crazy microcode setup. Yeah, that is how I came to that idea. Clever it was, work it doesn't. Yeah, I guess we just extracted and yeah. You want to see this live? Reworking that? Leave me in the comments now. Share, like, and subscribe and all the good stuff. Did we have any other stuff to do? Probably not. I mean, we have epic thread ribbing, right? We can... I mean, we could... The thing is... Actually, I even optimized that here. I mean, this is so nicely optimized. Really a pity that that doesn't work reliable. I mean, only listing this archive, not extracting this, and then only processing lib and bin. Okay, we could still, I mean, I wonder, could we do verbose listing and extraction? Then we could, otherwise we could, no. Actually never used CPIO. I mean, maybe I did, but like what specify. Right, this was so stupid. Is it in right? In verbose. Okay. Okay, that doesn't. Is it enough to list that? No, it isn't. So we list some links here. But the bigger question would be, can we like pattern bin and lib also? Does it do patterns like that? Oh, that is a bloody... okay, what did we use? I mean, do we need to optimize it? Like, I mean, we don't need to optimize it like that. It's just... Then we could straight... I mean, yeah, I mean, we could verbose that, pipe it to a file list, and you can extract patterns. The same with tar. If you tar extract stuff, I just wasn't sure if it will do this wildcard like that, but it does. I mean, it better should, but you never know with this old-fashioned Unix stuff. So we do, okay, we do libso and bin. Let's see if that works like that. Not that we in the right directory. So that would be, it was lib .so, I think. Somehow that doesn't... wait, does it somehow... Okay, bin works like... can we... set bin or... Because it doesn't match. Okay, some of this matching isn't very sophisticated. Okay, I guess we could extract it as all and then... Okay, fine, let's... where are we, in which directory? Probably... Where is second stage? We probably name it because we rmrf all second stage stuff, and then we simply second stage initrd, I would say. Where is second stage? Disk dir second stage. Where do we... doesn't really matter much. So then we... For each initrd mk... okay, we... there it starts. Okay, we need to actually make sure we wipe it for each run. And actually we can that and wipe any content if any. That or the other way. Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah. Wipe any previous. Okay, dear, just a little bit of best practice and style. So, does CPIO change that directory? Destination CPIO pass-through. What does pass-through do? Name list? Pass-through reads a list of file names. So change to the directory. So we have that -d cp x v directory this here. And then does that work without new line? Okay, it doesn't. Oh, you know what? Let's new line here, and then can never have too many cryptic files. Then not to cause any new bugs, grab the same pattern in files. So, and then compare. So we previously had here size 2 of stud stuff nn. That is a link or compare disk dir initrd fn. That should work, shouldn't it? We get file names, some links. Ah, shit. Nothing like VI keyboard shortcuts, bindings and stuff. So if stuff, then if link or compare disk dir second stage initrd disk dir second stage initrd fn if exist fn or link fn bin, then wait a second, why do we okay, we check library symlink stuff for everything, and otherwise bin only here. That okay. What? Yeah, that should have played lottery that day. Let's hope we don't rm everything. Invalid option CPIOX. What have we done there? CPIO. Oh, wait a second. We also don't have that anymore. We just have EXA, right? Do we grab here more stuff? Don't tell me if we grab here. No, I don't think we grab here more stuff. EXA for executable, right? Read fn EXA. Wait a second, fn. Where is fn coming from? Fn and okay. And all of this EXA. And if we have it in small or not small. CPIO, where was that? CPIOX here, probably no dash, huh? I guess. Let's assume the I. That was probably T without a dash, because previous video hides the consistency or lack thereof of Unix command line. Oh, it was actually T. Why does it not CPIO dash T? It was dash T. for what do we have there now? X. I used the tarsing. Yeah, consistency, right? Or like there of this was E, I think. Also, yeah, super annoying. This E for input output. Yeah, it's a 50-50 chance. I get this right. Welcome, thanks for joining. Hope you enjoy this and learn something. Don't forget to subscribe, Patreon, membership, sponsorship, GitHub, all the good stuff. Valid block size? What? Why would that not work? CPIO-IV, this is not what we used. Set standard D. Oh, there was also that. Oops, shit, I know extruded. Nothing like. Thankfully, that is not too much of a mess, hopefully. Famous sliced words. Just proc as bin lib. Yeah. Should not do that again. That was annoying. Pro tip, don't do that. Oh, did you not save that, or did grab all the stuff in there? Disk second stage, CPIO, set standard SD, CPIO, IV. To there. I didn't try that with the C though. Did I do that wrong? Oh wait. No, let's. Well, block size, yes. See what is. Somehow it doesn't. C bytes? What the heck? I thought. What are D? Did someone thinks we are Linus Torvalds. Sorta. We are working on our fun little. Usually people think I'm Edward Snowden, but thanks for that. So CPIO, whatever compliment. We take it. Why did I write C? I don't even. Maybe tar. Actually, I think I intuitively mixed in tar. I guess tar is -C, right? This is actually. Now that I think about this, why is it? I mean, yeah, the consistency of Unix options. Right, previous videos there on my main channel. Like, yeah, one thing -C, one thing -D. I mean, -D is at least more. Yeah. But I hope, should this work? I guess that has the chance of working, doesn't it? Wait a second. I think this wrote the stuff to a standard error, or you can't mix the stuff up. My god. No, it's writing that to standard error. Of course it does. Okay, but that is not too much of a problem. Just redirect. Standard error. Yeah, this is so stupid. Although, yeah, maybe like CPIO writing. Alright, maybe. Yeah, CPIO otherwise. Yeah, but this is sort of a mess with this Unix stuff, right? some stuff, option consistency and standard input-output error. Means this thing is only now with if errors, we get errors in the log. That is of course, yeah, but we probably should stop on errors. So does that make here any sense? So it removed some stuff. I hope it still does the same thing. So a pro tip would be, you know what? Let's pro tip that. That is a diff. Let's save the diff. Let's revert it with P0. Let's build this stuff. Let's redirect that to log reference. So it's right. I sometimes mess this file descriptor redirection stuff. This is the other thing, right? 50-50 chance of me. Sometimes I put it. This is somehow strange with pipes. I think with redirection you need behind that, and with pipes you need it after that. So we have a reference log, then let's apply these changes again. Let's do it again with new. I usually use stuff like ref and new or stuff like reference and new, just some common examples. You can also use A and B for A/B testing, or foo and bar, whatever you fancy. Also, I would recommend readable stuff that you actually freaking know what was A and B. So I usually either I do old and new or ref and new stuff. But so yeah, log, and then if you have two, you can do that. Actually, okay, you see there are some changes. Wait a second, why a different amount of files transferred? Okay, okay, actually, you know what? Maybe more stuff. Actually, that is a crazy thing. Maybe more stuff was actually wrong and missing. That could actually be it. Actually, it could very well be that swap on, and we could check that. But so yeah, so swap on. Build PowerPC ls mbutils. No, where did I have that? Ah, here. Build, did I have that here? Or mbutils of actually there are where would it be in some Espen route? So they are mostly in PowerPC. Where do we have? No, the size differs. So, but some of PowerPC probably there is some strange stuff going on. That PowerPC stuff is so large that doesn't make the most sense. There is something strange. So there must be some stupidity in there. Some extra nodes or like some elf magic, whatever. Doesn't explain why. So the size is not the same. Why does so much change here? So we diff from reference to new. So wait a second, new, reference, new. What do we want? We want, is that even correct? Or do we compare non-existing file? Ah, I think the compare doesn't work. There must be something with the path, I guess. It's probably comparing this to non-existing file or something of that sort. Would it error out? Ah, it's silent. Maybe we shouldn't silence that. Compare A/B. You know what? Let's unsilence that for a test. It's most likely, yeah. Recurring theme testing is more testing, right? What you don't test is broken. Actually, this wasn't silenced yet. It wasn't -s, so it should have actually complained if it doesn't exist. Does it make? Oh, wait a second. It should. Do we find that somewhere? actually it's only checking that in the same bin. If link or... Oh, wait a second, it's maybe inverted. We want if it's different, so not wait. Oh no, we want delete if different in only delete bin. Wait a second, what did we say before? Sometimes such. Oh shit. Sometimes such. So if it's the same size. Or size equals size 2. Okay, we want to delete it if it's the same, otherwise we overlay it by including it into the archive. So it should be the same. Compare differ. No, this should work, I think. Or they are the same. I think there's something not yet working here. This is too little. Maybe the file is empty. What do we do? Verbose directory. There is something fishy going on, I think. CPI? What do you mean exactly? Compare, so we compare. Oh, wait a second, we compare this on. We compare the wrong, we don't compare the extracted file, that is the issue. Compare. Oh, wait a second, this looks like initrd. What? Initrd fn? What the heck? Initrd.y is here. Second stage. Bin be unzip 2. Ah, this is a new fn. What do I do? Okay, we look where that is. Okay, we need to use X there. We need to compare the reference X to the found overlay. Does that make sense? Disk dir initrd executable from the extraction. That probably makes more sense. Maybe some comment. I mean, with a comment there. Means that this is a space optimization for the most part, right? For stuff like the P3 or other small memory systems. Okay. I'm not in the mood to write a comment for that. So, does that look better? Okay, we have here verbose stuff, so we have here log. Do we have... does it log if it's the same? Oh, no, it doesn't. But we should... Is there some deleted, removed? What is that? Differ, removed, do we... Okay, we have here some bin mount removed. Ah no, so, okay, this is gone. And, oh, now we remove other stuff. So no output here means they are the same and the stuff differs. Yeah, rmdir and stuff that came from ambutils. What do we have here? Swap on differ. So differ means not removed. That is newly overlaid. Bin mount is not removed anymore, but other. So yeah, that. Why was it previously? Should this not previously also have been removed? Or was it also accidentally the same? Oh, wait a second. In any case, that is correct. That is a full UDEF in the initrd CP differ. Okay, now we of course want to do that. So it looks good, I would say. So real test is of course CPIO. Compare, clearly want compare in silence. One more time. And then we test the ISO. And yeah, the question is, I mean, yeah, if I make it any better, you still really can't afford it. I mean, neither you, even myself, can't afford it anymore. If you don't mess, share, like, and subscribe, and Patreon, and membership and stuff. Diff, theoretically, I should test that even more. Yeah, so this few files changed. I slightly wonder what's up with UDEF. There must be something strange with it. I mean, it is correct that it's removed. I just don't... Should this not previously have been the same? Or was it with... strange stuff. Whatever. I guess I dumped enough time on that problem. Yeah, if I make it any better, that would be testing actually what I mentioned in the very beginning of this live stream, which is the DRI X11 driver module paths. I guess, I mean, after all this effort, that is crazy stuff. After all this efforts, maybe I should test it. I mean, and this is, I mean, sure, okay, this mostly affected PowerPC. Maybe it, I mean, the other architectures, the sizes look vastly different. I could, even if we, this ISO is huge for some reason. By the way, it's a new kernel. Very often is a new kernel, right? But I think we still had that, didn't we? Oh no, do we have this in here? Yeah, here we have that already. Maybe after all this effort, this hopefully is, yeah, famous last words, one more thing. This should really kind of sort of, I mean, whatever I find in testing, but eventually that should be the last thing. After all this extreme measures, I probably should test that. And that is also the reason why I didn't release it, right? It doesn't make sense to release something when it's already broken in my little testing, then it certainly makes zero sense to release that. Because that is not how we get good PR, obviously. Certainly I don't want to be as broken as other Linux. So Was it working? I think that was working with frame buffer. Yes, Spark wasn't. The crazy stuff is I tested on the G4Cube previous video. The G4Cube stuff is, I can test it on all architectures because PowerPC the G4Cube has broken AGP stuff. I can't use any other architecture though. So mount, we only wanted, utilink, so this is fixed. Because that is affecting all of the installation stuff, so yeah. So the right thing actually would be, if I commit this into, should we risk switching that to trunk? It's increasingly a risk of, we should always commit this first into trunk. I messed this up already, YOLOing and hurrying the other changes, so share install. What do we have there? Why is there a UDEF? Why? That is probably why that is. Remember when 5 minutes ago I was wondering why UDEF changes. We needed libudef, so this is actually a fix for some binaries as some new dependency in some tool, something, whatever. So that explains why we have those UDEF checkings and printouts that I was wondering about. Yeah, I guess we can commit this as one. Correctly check. To really. I think it was like core utils or so. Fixed. What's this? Fixture install target initrd to really compare initrd binary string duplicate removal, include UDEF as a new dep for. Yeah, I guess we can ship something like that. So this merge sometimes behaves shitty. That pisses me really off, honestly. Yeah. So sometimes now does quite some merge info nonsense that I don't really want, but yeah. Previously it didn't do this automatic stuff and it just worked. Now I have this merge info shit, but that's life, I guess. No, it did even do just what I wanted it to do. Do we have that here? So then we finally, yes, but this is the tiniest things take so much time. Right? This is a recurring theme of the last 10 or 20% take. And yeah, leave in the comments below if you think you would have found that faster. I don't quite, I mean, unless you have some general artificial intelligence, you say, hey data computer, Hey computer, why is this file missing? I don't quite think how that can be any more efficient in any language whatsoever, I would say. Sure, you can always argue you should have written the code better in the first place, but then look at all the bugs all over, like from Linux kernel to Xorg to Microsoft and macOS. We're all humans and there are bugs. So yeah, I don't really quite see, except the right quality code at the beginning, which we sort of try, kinda, in as good as the surrounding frameworks are. Yeah, I shouldn't. Yeah, I mean, okay, this initrd stuff, like, was it a premature over-optimization, maybe, of like CPIO, but then like only checking the size. I mean, it was easily available there, so I think it was relatively reasonable. Just, yeah, maybe the last 10% has also the same, like 90% solution is a 10%. Don't work. Yeah, yeah, but to summarize it, I probably should try to avoid, with a decade or two of experience, you probably should try to avoid writing tricky code like that. I would say it's a takeaway. Plus, of course, the last 10 to 20% take 80 to 90% of the time. And people think quality assurance and stuff is nothing, right? Totally easy peasy. So, yeah, I guess that is kind of good. The only problem is, I kind of sort of could rename, I mean, I could rename this text. So the thing is, I could, yeah, how much do we do? I could rebuild this fully, but maybe I don't. I mean, the efforts for that release already a crazy magnitude of attention to detail and testing and improvements. I think I'm done with rebuilding. The only thing is, I guess I need to carefully rebuild this. Like, let's see if because there might be some last minute changes that should propagate to all, like, for consistency. Create error list of, for example, something I did not manually build recently, or like all something like risk file 64 and new. Does it have a dry run? Yeah, this naming is also sucks. New, I think we'll remove this. Yeah, so yeah, there's quite some. Should we? Yeah, so the Linux one is a tricky though. Which new kernels? Because I don't want to end up with 2 times the. Oh no, this is why did this change? It's already 2.17.4. I just don't want to end up with huge packages 2 times, like accidentally 2 times the Linux kernel with a .3 version in there. Yeah, rebuild everything or not, that is a question. Maybe I see what I find today and tomorrow, and then I make a final decision whether it's worth to rebuild everything, all the electrons warming the office for that, or yeah. Anyway, that's it for this work today. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And don't forget to Patreon, GoFundMe, YouTube membership, and I hope to see you soon for more such fun to come. William Leslie asked, you are removing more things from Linux kernel. How small is it? It's not the Linux kernel, it's the initrd, right? So this is, we have an initrd, and we have, so that is one thing, the initrd with the kernel. And then we have this installer initrd, which adds some more stuff to boot a little bit more full-featured environment. And historically, I didn't even care so much. So that is actually PS3 optimizations, although they also come in handy for any other vintage and retro systems. So that is mostly making sure that we can boot, like for example, in that's getting difficult, right? 128 Mac system, or yeah, the PS3, I mean, this stuff gets so large with all the more full-featured libraries like UDEV and utilux and stuff, that it got too large, unoptimized for the 256 megabyte PS3, which some people like YOLO, whatever, but I find crazy. So I think the full image still doesn't load on a 256 megabyte. I think it's like for the full, that's not even including X and stuff. It's just like kernel modules, firmware and stuff that you could potentially need, and then some like set standard and tar and CPIO and stuff. And this stuff gets huge, right? Even the glibc is already just some megabyte here and there, and it quickly adds up, right? And this is mostly like to make sure that we can boot something reasonable on 100 to 300 megabyte systems, and not like always require 512, which for most people it's like, yeah, YOLO, whatever, half a gig of memory, but again, PS3 or PowerPC and so, yeah, see you next time.